This is fucking.
I'll get him.
This should go back to her. She should straighten this out. She should say that she's not gonna pay the $10.50. You know what I mean, Nate? It's not paid because of,
It doesn't always fall.
oh, because it wasn't paid.
It doesn't feel like one.
I don't know why they send them.
That was
Why wouldn't they send them to,
It's from
There's more in
December.
here.
We didn't get
I
it
just
till
happen
last
to
month.
just scale this
The
one.
late
They
charge
all the
already
same
was on
scale,
it.
so it doesn't matter at this
you
point?
want me to give this to Kerry, you want me to just forget it?
that's not the one that's going up at the town meeting.
They should waive it now that it's
What
paid.
did we vote on? Plan.
Although we're doing business with Rodney.
Oh, maybe they won't
Glenn,
waive.
just to give you a heads up, as soon as he comes back, we're gonna stop.
Okay.
Back to that one, because I got the
On TV.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask if there's any way
Plan
to get
C for
ratings. I
3
wanna see how many
million.
people don't watch us.
You're gonna what?
I'm gonna ask if there's a
Plan
way to
B
get
for
ratings.
4.8
How many
million.
don't watch us?
I think that was the one, because that's the one I spent.
I'm not talking about just this meeting either.
There's more there. Good.
Just saying.
just here.
That's the 18.6.
Wanna do a survey? Yeah, we're gonna start. Yep. We're gonna start right now.
We're already on?
But that's the one here that takes 500 feet.
You already on?
We're already on.
Perfect.
Takes the, this is where the old track.
All right, gonna get going.
Okay,
Which it took.
so look out.
Welcome to the April 2nd Parks Commission meeting.
Are we on TV?
We are on TV. Let it fly. First order of business is to approve the minutes from January's meeting. Can I get a motion?
Aye.
I make a motion that we accept.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Yeah, you guys wanna sign those and
That's all signed up.
these are all set?
I believe so.
We'll just leave all that stuff here for Lynn after. We have a treasurer report, Dave?
Yes, as soon as I get it all together here. Deposited the check for the youth soccer for $2,171.61 on March 13th, so that should be coming through soon. And that's it at this point. There's nothing else that's come by. I just checked the box.
Can I have a
How
copy
how
of
much
that?
was it, Dave?
Yes, I can get you a copy of that. It was $2,171.61.
And that's not reflected in this.
It's not?
Oh, yeah,
No, it's
because I
not.
didn't have it, and it didn't show up in the reports because it's the second of the month.
Okay.
So plus.
So then the field account is
Yes, it's
closer
in,
to
Plus 2170.
10,000?
10,000, yeah.
yep.
Okay.
And that's all I have at this point.
All right. Anybody have any questions?
I'll get that for you, Lynn. It's right here. I usually make a copy.
Got a question.
Treasurer's office, they can do it.
What are we gonna do with the $900 we got in storage units?
That is there, per our last meeting.
Yeah, I know.
Basically, that Butch is kind of, on his own as far as what he wants to do
So we
with
wanna
the
leave it
storage
in?
units, so we're just gonna leave it there and
Right.
for him to use if he needs it to do anything with those
That
storage
was money
units.
that was appropriated at town meeting, so,
It was left over from the purchase of them, right?
right.
So they can only be used to do something with the storage units, so until somebody yells for it, then we'll just leave it there.
There's no sunset on it, right?
No,
No. But if it isn't used, eventually it can be taken.
yeah, somebody's gonna see it and wanna know what's going on.
Maybe we can use it to build that other third with the lean-to over.
Well, that was, see, this is what the idea was, but at our last meeting, I think we talked about
Where we want.
what, you know, what we're gonna do with this so many times that I know it was my opinion, and I think many of the committee agreed to the point where it's whatever suits Butch, the DPW workers. I mean, we don't need to tell him where to put it if
I
it's,
think he left it up to Timmy.
so,
I think we said leave it there, like, basically.
we said do whatever is
Yeah.
most suitable for your needs. You know, don't have us put it somewhere that's gonna be a problem if,
But the point being, we don't want to lose the $900 in the meantime.
it's not so much that we don't wanna lose it, but if there is something that we want to do.
Right, use it for it.
Right. Is, Mike coming or no? Nagel?
Yes, he is.
All right, so,
Not here right now.
sorry, we'll just
Said he was. I
take
thought.
him when he comes then.
Yep.
All right, let's go to permits and fees. I have some here, but we have youth soccer here, so we'll let them go first.
Yeah.
We just
And actually, I do want you to stick around after for one of these.
We don't have any time to do
Just wanted to give the schematics for
Did you
spring,
sign
same as last year, same as that wasn't as last year.
All right. Do you have that in a PDF or something?
Yeah,
Can you email me?
Yeah, we can
Yep.
email it to you.
And that way I can just forward it to Butch
Yeah.
or,
And then, if they wanna do the same thing, if they wanna line them and we can upkeep them, that's fine.
okay.
That's
Whatever
what
works
happened
for
last
you
spring.
guys.
So, along those lines
Yep.
then, these people for a permit we're gonna discuss shortly want a full-size field. That is not something you're currently gonna ask
We
for.
don't have that on there now. I don't know how that
But the
would.
goals are there.
The goals
Yeah,
are
the
there,
goals are, yeah.
but I don't know how we'd like line the two U6 fields and then have the U8 field off in the background, then have a full-size field lined
Like over it.
over it.
So what exactly do you guys need then? Like, how did it
So what
happen
happened
last year?
let's say this is Woodland, right? You come in from the parking lot, we had two U6 fields, like right when you go down here, and the U8 field was out
I see.
there. So if you put a U14 field, it takes up this whole, so I don't know how you want to.
Would all of that other stuff fit inside of a U14?
It'll fit inside,
It'll
but
fit inside of it.
there will be, you'll have to use different color
Different colors again.
paint again.
I mean, that's fine if they want to do all that.
Just that, the, one night a week or something?
Wednesdays. I
Wednesday.
mean, Sundays,
Sunday,
Sundays.
Yeah.
Is that just for practice or?
No,
No, they
games.
need it for games. They have problems going on there with like construction and stuff with the
So is
field,
it
so they're
just-
short a field.
Temporary, do you know? Is there-
It would be just this spring season is all they asked for
So my
at
guess
this point in
is
time.
if they could,
Actually, I have dates, specific dates here. 4/22, 4/29, 5/6, 5/13, 5/20, 6/13.
When does it start?
Six of them. 4/22 would be the first one. Oh, the time?
Yeah.
So he's got 1 to 3 on the 22nd, 1 to 7 on the 29th, and 1 to 3.
Sunday
First
doesn't
two
matter.
in
We
May.
don't- We don't do anything there on Sunday.
Yeah, so that's why I sent you guys, or I sent Jenna that email
So my-
about Sundays, but I just wanted, so we don't necessarily have anything, any structure on how to charge them, so I need to understand what they're gonna need.
I see what you're saying.
Versus if you guys already had a U14 field, then we don't have to
It'd be
necessarily,
minimal.
right.
Yeah.
So to line that and then keep ours, because basically you could line the field, and then in one half you could put, the U8 field could be encompassed in
Inside
it, and then on the other half you could put the two U6 fields and be
Okay.
encompassed in that. And I can meet with them someday and go, you know, whoever's gonna line it.
Yeah, all right.
I don't,
I mean, it would be Tim, most likely.
And then you want a full one.
if
They,
they wanna.
they don't want a full one.
We
no.
don't use a full one
We
of
don't need
that.
it for the spread.
Yeah.
So you need a U14 full square.
No, no, no.
We don't.
They need a U8, two U6s.
Into U6s.
There's another permit we're gonna discuss that needs a
Oh, there's another
U14.
one coming up,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
Two different entities.
yeah.
And you
So
don't want
I
it to
wanted to
impede
ask-
on yours.
They got priorities.
West Boylston Youth Soccer, what their needs were.
Oh, we can fit them in there, that's not a problem, they're just gonna have to be different colors. I don't care if they do like the U14 and the white, and then the blue works out great. They did, I mean, what
Can
they
the-
did,
can
what
the-
they did in the spring was awesome. They had the yellow, they had the blue, and they had the white. It
In the
just, it
fall.
was, fall.
Can the three, yeah, but that's because they were all overlaid.
But they
on
were
top.
awesome. I
Can
mean,
they,
did
can
a
it just
great
be
job.
like a white for the full size and then like a blue
Blue for
for
the-
all
yeah.
three of the other ones?
Yeah,
Correct. That'd be
perfect.
perfect.
That's
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, so if they did the white for the big field and then inlaid the U8 with blue and then the two U6s for blue, and they would all fit.
Okay,
So that's not a big deal. I mean, especially not, we don't use it on Saturday. I mean,
Yeah, oh, no, it's fine, schedule's
and
fine.
whatever, Tuesday
Fine.
night, Tuesday night, it's gonna be the practice night there for everybody.
And the
That
older
way
kids
it's
are
done.
practicing too, so,
Right, yeah, your older kids are practicing there too.
so that's fine.
Would yellow show up better for you?
The blue's the best.
The blue is the
If you like
best.
the blue?
The blue's the best.
The reason why I ask it is with colors, price change, that's why. Red's the most expensive.
There. In the spring.
I'm
the
not sure what,
yellow's
which
the
one's more
worst.
or which one's
It's hard to see
Pollen?
the yellow with the pollen and sun
Okay.
and stuff like that.
But the blue's the best.
We've had
Okay.
a couple of refs with the yellow that said they were
We
having a
use
hard
blue
time
anyways
seeing
with the
yellow
high
lines.
school, so,
I didn't
all
have a
right.
hard time seeing the yellow lines, but then again, I was standing right on it.
fine.
You know what I mean?
sure.
And they're in the middle of the field,
Okay.
but they love the blue.
All right.
Blue was by far the best.
Okay.
Everyone could see that one.
Usually,
Do green.
Usually the soccer organization.
Yellow and blue make the green.
Supplies the corner flags themselves.
So, but
That's
we'll give them,
their-
we'll set the corner flags out for them and get the goals.
That's part of
That's
your
fine.
negotiation thing, but usually they're supposed to bring them themselves.
All right.
We have plenty.
So-
I mean,
There's really no change except the one we're gonna discuss, the U14.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
There's no change on them, I just want to understand the impact
we
between,
definitely
What I'm
were-
trying to say, as our crew, or the Parks crew has done this before,
for them, yes.
all three fields,
Yeah.
No,
Not
not
all
like
three
that.
agents?
Not with the
Not
U14, but the 2 6s and the 1 8.
they have done that.
Oh, yeah, that's what we did last year. We're asking for the
Yeah,
same.
I mean, they did awesome. They
So this fourth U14, whoever it may be, is now new to the addition of Woodland,
Yeah.
so it's more.
And it's probably a one-shot deal. I mean. not
I'm
one-
assuming
one-
they're only gonna ask this year, and the reason, because they said they're basically short of field, and I think they have some construction going on.
What size nets are they using for the U14? Is that
It's
full
our,
size?
yeah, the big ones.
No, just on what nets.
Yeah. Okay,
All
so
right.
we're good.
Okay.
Do we owe you anything? Are we square after goals and everything?
I think so,
I
from
think-
that last
I
check
think
that you
that
guys
was
had
it,
sent in.
right?
What
Did we
was
get
the
the
number on
liability
it?
The one
policy?
you just talked about.
21.
Yes,
something,
as
something,
far as I
something.
know,
That
that's,
settled everything.
that was, yep, that
Okay.
passed through, so I didn't hear anything on it.
Do you,
It was, the date was from quite a while ago, so we weren't sure. He's like, I don't know if it's gonna go. I'm like, well, just try it, and if it
Yeah.
doesn't, then we'll,
You got sick, whatever.
6 months, right? I thought it was
I
90
think
days.
on a lot of these, unless it's specified, I think you have some time. But some, like, companies say void after 90 days, void
Yeah, it's
after
been over
180,
2
but-
weeks, so I would,
I think it was one of the ones that Andrew wrote, so I'm pretty sure that's.
I don't
not a problem.
know. Okay.
But no, and give Tim my number. I'll meet with him in the morning and we'll
Okay.
go over how, you know. But the 2 U6 fields are tiny, so.
Yeah. Do you want the fee for the new kids? For the spring?
Yes.
Okay. So we'll figure out is who's new for the spring and
Yeah, who we didn't already pay for. Okay,
That works.
so that'll,
there's gonna be a few because we have.
yeah, thanks so much.
Good.
Okay,
Excellent.
So that's good.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Oh, planning for next year's permit, should we not use the Nixter fields? Should we not?
Probably a good idea. I
Good
don't
heads up.
have a construction schedule yet from them, so I don't know
I just
what
received
the
a dig,
impact's gonna
well,
be. The
I'm
what?
sorry, received a dig safe today for that to start.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
April 5th is the start date, but I wouldn't.
Okay, so you need to,
I'm gonna take them.
What was the dig safe?
okay.
The whole thing?
Water, sewer.
Oh,
foundation.
you can take them apart and stuff? Oh, okay.
Inside?
Yeah, that would
Yes.
probably be best, because I don't remember off the top of my head, I think it's more towards, like, the tree line, by like where first base is, that they're gonna run a trench, but there might be another one a little closer in, I don't remember off the top of my head, but,
Assuming they park all the equipment on the field too. I mean, there's not a lot.
I would think it would
They're
be a
gonna
holding
be working in
ground.
the back.
yeah, it's more in the back, and there's all that
You pay
pavement
us
from the
by
old parking lot, so they'll
Giving us
probably
a
be
decent
there.
field back, that's what this town should be going after with this plan, but
Agreed. Agreed.
So,
that's
Okay,
another,
so-
not the crack.
Do we have a plan B for the stuff that we do on Nixter? As I write out the permit?
What do you have up there? What do
We
you
do
do?
the
well, this is gonna
U10.
be for fall,
U10
I mean,
All U10 practices are up there during the week, and then it's our in-case field for games right now.
We changed that because we knew that this was
We
happening.
changed it last year.
So we
because
didn't use it for
know-
games last year, so that's good.
But it was our in-case field, because it was lined in case
I see.
they.
We could use the practice field, football practice field.
do you need,
Yeah.
yeah, if you say there's no lights there, right? Yeah, probably.
Yeah, we wouldn't.
We don't
It's
need
what,
lights.
75, it's 75 by
No, it's
one,
bigger than that. It's 135 by 2-something.
oh, is that?
Yeah, it's big.
So we'd always have-
So it's like 2/3 of a football field, basically.
that's more than enough.
Well, the right width, I think. No, not quite the, what'd you say it was, 130?
135.
Yeah, so it's pretty close to the right width, about 2/3 the length.
We made as big as we could until we hit ledge.
Yeah.
So,
Okay,
so
That would be
figure
an
that out.
alternative to next
Yeah.
year.
instead of next
And
year.
who knows?
I'll write them both up on the permit, we can figure it out.
Cross
next
that
time.
bridge when we get to
And
it.
what's the, what time of day do you need it at?
That's from like 5:30
Yeah,
on,
after
6
work.
o'clock.
All right, and this is for fall.
That's for fall.
So
We're
the
just trying to
football
figure
team
out-
might be,
Right.
like, there might be a little bit of a, I think they ask for it until 6 sometimes, or so,
If we do 6 on,
yeah.
Okay,
So we'll just have to wait and see what their permit comes in at.
okay,
okay.
Right?
sounds
Good.
So do you need us
Thank
to
you.
hang around for the next thing, or are we good?
No, I think you're good. Yeah, I got those questions, so we can address that as
Yeah.
part of this.
All right, well, let me know, I mean,
Okay.
as far as, and let Tim know, I'll meet with him if he wants to go over where we're, if he wants to lay it out that way. But how he laid it out last year was awesome. so-
Okay, we'll relay it.
Okay,
Okay,
sounds good.
thank you very much.
Nope, you can go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
You too.
All right. We might as well take Mike now then, so he doesn't have to stick around.
So we should find out what they're gonna do with next year then.
Just sit down there if you want.
Yeah, I have 4 copies of it. Right here.
Um,
We met in January, and I had a program where we would make one application with an outside applicator. Unfortunately, that product is not available. The demand exceeded the amount that we had formulated. So this happened a couple of weeks ago, and my company said, hang on, we might be able to have another truckload formulated, but it didn't happen. We didn't get that truckload. What we do is ship out the Polyon fertilizer to the Midwest. It's formulated, they ship it back to us in bags, but it's on truckload only. So the day that I found out about it, I put another plan together, a Plan B. And it comes out to be about $450 less than the original program. But it requires 2 applications. One that we were planning on doing during April vacation, we'll have that with fertilizer and crabgrass control. The second application for grubs could be done the first week in August. We're just gonna have to plan that application. Now, the other option is you can eliminate that grub application if you feel confident.
I don't know that we want to do that. We've had grub issues.
We had a
Yeah.
bad issue a couple years ago.
You were gonna do fertilizer along with the grubs too when you did it in
That's
August,
correct.
right? Correct?
That's correct. And then the third one, Tim could apply.
Yeah. So we're gonna have an extra application fee, right?
Yes, that's all figured in. That's.
Figure that in and it still comes out
The whole thing would be-
$400 cheaper?
Yeah, it's just it's a different product. The one originally was going to be, the grub product was going to be a Acelepryn. It's a very safe product. EPA considers it a reduced risk pesticide.
Yep.
The one we're using now is Merit, which is widely used. It's still a very safe product, but
Oh, yeah, it's still.
it's been used for a number of years. That's why I want to kind of get away from Merit and use the Acelepryn.
We get a question every year at town meeting about what the weed control is gonna do to the bee population.
It's not going to affect it.
Thank
They've
you.
been using Merit, the active ingredient is called the imidacloprid. They've been using that in Australia, is it Australia or New Zealand, for years and years, and has had no drop off in the bee population. What they're finding with the bees is that it is a mite that's in the beehive, and that's what would infest the bees.
And the Merit won't have any
No.
effect that the other one wouldn't, so it's all the same.
No. The blossoms usually come out in late June, in July, and they're done by early August, so.
So just out of curiosity, is the main reason why you use the other product because to eliminate one of the applications?
One application, that's correct, yeah. I just wanted to do it one time. And really, the difference in pricing is not that much, and I would rather just do it once when we have when we can do it
Sure.
during vacation.
So to do it in August, how much time do you need people off the fields?
I don't know if there is a reentry, if the required reentry period for Merit.
Because to be on the safe side, the best would be on Thursday.
Okay,
Because the only people we'll really have on the fields, really anywhere, I think, in August, is pretty much women's softball.
okay,
It's Wednesday.
So if you do it on a Thursday, they play on Wednesdays. So if you do it on a Thursday, they won't be back there till the following
all
Wednesday.
right. That's fine.
And then school starts, but, I mean, that's not gonna be until after.
That'll be later
September.
August,
Yeah,
right, so- Although, yeah, mid-August, a lot of times, I don't know when,
They start putting.
This will be
I
the
think-
first week in
yeah.
August.
So that would be
We don't want
fine.
any drop-off in the fertilizers.
So we do like the first or second Thursday, whatever, how it works out on the calendar, that would probably be,
Okay, I'll
the
relay
best.
that to Brian.
Does the merit have to be washed in?
Oh, yeah, it will have to be.
So we got a plan on that then.
do it run
Well, you
through.
usually irrigate those fields anyway, right?
Yeah,
Well, it depends on
On
what's
the
going
well.
on.
It all
We had a
depends
lot
on
of
the
rain.
tank, so. All right, so we just gotta look at that then.
Gary, do you remember what fields we didn't put the weed control on last year? One was the practice field, and there was another one, I can't remember which one it was. Can you tell from your?
Crabgrass?
Yeah, for crabgrass. We didn't do two of the fields, I don't think.
when?
We did them all.
You did them all?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Good ale, mixture. We did the library, the quads.
Woodland, did
Yeah.
we do Woodland?
Woodland, huh?
We did Woodland,
Oh,
right?
yeah, yeah.
What's that?
I thought we left two fields out.
I don't remember.
And the library, yeah. No, I don't think there were any fields. No, in fact, it was a blanket application.
Okay.
Is Mixter in this proposal?
Yes, yeah.
I don't,
Yeah,
yeah,
Do we
we
wanna
shouldn't
pull
go
that?
near that.
I'm sorry, I have four.
Yeah,
Why are we gonna treat it?
yeah, we gotta, with all due respect to you, sir, a construction project's gonna begin there soon, and nobody's actually, as of right now, has given us any of those times or go dates, and, I mean, we gotta get fertilized at Mixter. And that's,
We'll make another copy.
thank you.
It's a very small parcel. anyway.
Yeah, it is small. Mixter field, police stations.
I think they were equal, weren't they? Police station and Mixter, weren't they like equal size?
Well, it's on here together.
It was almost about 2 acres
Yeah.
with the police station.
Yeah, it's a little under two.
We'd still want to do the police station, but we probably wouldn't do Mixter.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a new police station?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's on there too.
You don't do anything at the old one, right?
I'm sorry?
You don't do anything.
That's
at
the
the old
same
one.
as
It's all
before, it's
pretty
just
much
that
pavement
matter.
over there. The old police station, right?
No.
I got it.
All right. So do we have any other questions for Mike?
No. So our goal for April, weed and fertilizer, and then what do we want to say in August? What, you want to set that up now, or do you want to?
I will.
I mean, you should really kind of coordinate through Butch, right? But again, I think, at least for the baseball fields and softball fields, that Thursday for August
Thursday of
is
the week,
best.
that's
Yeah.
fine.
The other stuff might not matter as much.
That's for the August application.
Yeah.
Yeah. The vertical, you got plenty of that?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to do it.
This was just a.
I know, I'm just.
Very special.
yeah. We got an application of that we're going to do in May ourselves,
Okay.
so
Right.
we'll be calling you to put an order in.
Okay.
August 2nd. It's the first.
Yeah, so either August 2nd or August 9th, whatever works best, I guess.
Okay, yeah,
For
I would rather have it the first one. I'll talk to Brian about that and get him scheduled for that.
All right.
I don't know what day, exact day he'll be doing the first spread,
Okay.
because he's busy as heck right now, but I nailed him down to do it during that week. But with this weather that we've had, it's put him behind too, so.
Sure.
And hopefully it'll still be in a vacation week.
Yes, yeah. We
Wait,
want to do it
Yeah.
then, Gary, just because you don't want to be notifying,
Oh, no, absolutely.
the notification is huge.
And the merit has to be washed in, so we gotta plan on that.
Right. But you won't lose it to volatilization. You won't lose it. It'll stay there
All right,
until it is watered in.
sounds good.
So we can eliminate then a mixture then.
I would think so.
Yeah, I think
It would
that's
just
a
be
good idea.
throwing money out the
Okay,
door, or
okay.
time even at that
It's just a
point.
small field.
Yeah, who knows what's gonna happen up there, out on the field.
That field is going to be worked on?
They're gonna build a new senior
Senior
center
center.
at that location
That
in the back
location.
part, so they're definitely digging a trench through it someplace to put like utilities and things in, and
So it could be used for storage, trucks.
We don't know
who knows
yet.
What it's gonna be there.
Could be like stationary.
Yeah, that's what
Right.
we think.
All right.
Make sure he does a nice job like he did last year.
Yeah,
no-
nice job.
No holidays.
Nice stuff.
Brian does a good
That
job.
was awesome.
Very, very good job.
Fields look nice, they did.
That was awesome.
Shows.
We'll
Thank
get
you
back
very
on
much.
track with this next year. Definitely.
It's quite all right.
All right,
Sounds good.
thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Hey,
you.
Mike,
Thank you.
Have a good night, Mike.
I can print out another one.
It's fine, I think it's
they're
fine.
the same as the first one, right? The original one?
I had to change that first,
Yeah,
the first part.
but basically the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
We're all set.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Beautiful, thank you.
See ya.
All right, so we got some permits to approve here. So the first one is the one we were talking about earlier with the youth soccer. Holden Youth Soccer is looking to use it for, it looks like 6 Sundays. April 22nd, 1 to 3, April 29th, 1 to 7, May 6th and May 13th, 1 to 3, and May 20th and June 3rd, 1 to 5. It
Where is
says-
this, Jim?
This is Woodland. They're looking for a soccer field. They need it lined for full-size field. Plus, to be, oh, here you go, to be lined, nets and flags available. I don't have signatures from DPW or police, because they're from Holden. They filled it out and just emailed it to me.
Yeah, okay.
But we can always get them, but it doesn't have any, requirements for police, so, but we still like to get.
What's the field, what do we charge for that?
So, we typically charge $20 per registered child.
Yep.
Kids they got.
Well, they're saying 25 participants, I'm assuming that's each time, then that's most likely their team plus the away team, because they're games.
Okay.
But, we can't charge Holden whatever $20 times their total number of kids is to use a field 6 times in my mind.
Well, if you charge them by the day, it'd be even more.
Not necessarily. I mean, if we did,
Well, we have a rate, I'm just trying to find it.
well,
We got the rate for the
We're
field.
trying to go with this, guys.
Woodland. So we don't have a rate for this, though. We have a rate for premium leagues. This is not a premium league. This is another town looking to utilize a field. So I don't exactly know what the paint's gonna cost.
Are we making money?
I basically told them that I don't know what the price would
And
be.
that's hard. That's
So
hard.
I said, I can bring it up at Monday's meeting, get it to me before then. They did. They submitted insurance properly the first time. And, which is kind of astonishing, because most people
So
don't.
how many players are they gonna have?
It looks
Just the
like
whole team,
25 at a time.
25. So
Is-
if we charge them $20 a head, that's
Call for.
$500.
Yeah, for all 5.
For how many,
That's six.
no, that's
You're saying
for the whole
500 for all.
season, that's for the whole season.
No, he's saying 500 for the whole season.
No, yeah,
I was thinking more along the lines of maybe 100 a day.
well, that would be, how many days you got?
That would be $600.
$600? Yeah,
We're covering,
I just want to make sure we cover the paint cost.
that's, what- yeah.
And I'm also concerned
We can make money 'cause the
that,
thing's
based
gonna be
on
painted
Dave's comment earlier about the color of paint, that now that we have to use a different color for a youth program that was already going to be there, that could incur more of a cost.
we use blue for football anyways. Just they make.
But, I mean, but we still have to use it, so.
Right,
Whether
there's
we
more
have it or
products.
not isn't necessarily my concern, it's the fact that we have to use it.
I mean, if we break down, we just discussed fertilizer program, which is great, we need it. And it's good and it's working, but Woodland's included in that, more paint tonight. Woodland's fertilizer program needs to be broken down on how much money
Well,
out
the
of.
fertilizers program is taken out of a town meeting article, so that's a separate line.
It's right here, so I mean, okay, I mean, it's 1420 coming from town article, but we're still spending money on a field to maintain it. Now, we haven't counted seed, we haven't counted water. What I'm thinking is, I'm not trying to discourage other towns to come in, or even other leagues, for that matter. We gotta do a cost basis of, if we're gonna keep this field open all year, we're gonna have guys painting it all year and using product, and are we making any money? Because we ran into this before, where we were getting the fields, you know, we were
So
renting
I
the
think
fields
the way
out, and
the-
it was costing us
The
money.
rate for the premium leagues, I think, would have been either 125 or 150 for 4 hours.
In respect that, I don't know what the rates are, so I bring it up. to
So,
not
I guess
fault
my
again,
point
you
is
know?
I got a recommendation of
Wear and
100, or 500 for the 6 days. I'm recommending 600. I mean, let me hear other recommendations, or if you think those are not good.
The other thing too is it is
It's
another
not
town.
bad.
It's a nearby town. It's a school. We may need them at some point in time.
Yes, and I don't want to ever break a tie like that with a nearby town who's relatively good conditions.
I would say, I'd say $600. I'd make a motion that we charge them $600.
All right.
I don't think there'd be a problem with that.
We spend like
You know what I mean,
$2,500
guys?
for paint for the whole year, so I don't think the paint is gonna be,
but now, I mean,
That's for what, football and soccer,
yeah, well,
both
then we
fields?
we usually end up buying a little more, so it probably is more like 3,000, but that's for everything.
right, but if we break it down by field, we gotta be careful, I think.
I think of what Steve's saying, if
'Cause we're
we
wearing
talk
and tearing the
two,
field.
2 seasons worth of paint is only 2,500 to 3,000, I think we're more than covered with the $600 here.
Yes, I would agree at that point, yes. And again, just to reiterate, I'm not discouraging play on our fields, we just gotta be careful, we're all natural fields, if we have an AstroTurf field, you know?
And this is only, it's a one-time deal, really. I don't think they're gonna be back next year. They must be working on their field
I
or
think so,
building
yeah.
something.
Right.
You know, we're gonna need that favor someday.
Yeah.
I get it.
All right,
So, Steve, would you mind making the motion
I
to
make a
approve
motion
the permit
that we-
at that price?
that we charge, who is it?
Holden Youth Soccer.
Holden Youth Soccer, $600 for the 6 days they want to use Woodland Field for games, soccer games.
Can I get a second? Any further discussion? All those in,
That's gonna be the same time as,
They-
so it's gonna be painted anyways.
no.
Not the same time,
not-
it's the same field.
It doesn't have to be painted anyways, because they're not using a U14.
Right.
Right, but I'm saying, but they would like to have it, oh, this is U14?
Yeah. So this is a full-size field.
Right, which,
What West Boylston Youth Soccer wants is two U6s and 1 U8.
right,
So they'll be inside the U14.
right.
In a different
So
color.
that's-
That was part of why I really wanted to talk to them, because I wanted to know if they needed a U14, because if they did, then
Right.
it wouldn't have to be lined special,
Correct, correct.
and that would kind of affect my thought process on the fee.
Are these other lines gonna follow them up at all? Have you mentioned that to them at all? That
That's gonna be,
I'm sure
I
they
will.
played on
I will.
multi-line
I'll
fields,
tell
but-
them, I'll say, there's gonna be 3 other fields inlaid in blue. Your field will be white.
Yeah.
The fee will be 600 for the 6 days. And, is all of that acceptable?
What happens if they have a rain out or something? They're gonna be making the game up?
He didn't ask, he asked what the policy was, and I said, it's mainly kind of a wait and see type of situation, the standing water policy exists and stuff like that. Most cases, if that field gets wet, I don't think anybody's gonna wanna be on it.
All right,
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
aye.
The next one is a, permit for, I have 2 of these, okay. The Intertribal Council of New England. It's for, Native American cultural event.
They have it every year.
It is June 3rd. They want the common area. Hold on. All right, so the flyer is 10 to 4 for the public, I guess, but they're requesting 8 AM to 5 PM. I have insurance. The only question is, so this is gonna be on a Saturday,
This was
The
June
gazebo
3rd, Jim?
comment.
June 23rd,
June 23rd, okay.
a rain date of June 24th. I did talk to Jack McCormick, just to verify that that wouldn't conflict with his concert series there, but if there is a rain out on the 23rd and it is on the 24th, as long as they're out of there by 5, the people for the concerts don't show up till 6, or the setup is 6, and then the concert doesn't start till like 8. So there should be enough time to get people out, as long as they can be out of there by 5, so I'll go over that with her. So could I get a motion?
I make a motion, we approve the request.
Second.
Any discussion?
You got the name, Lynn?
I'll get copies of them.
We don't normally charge a fee, right?
No, can't on common.
Oh, that's right, okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
This one we already approved. This is the one I printed.
You should go to that.
Yes, get this better.
I think, actually, I'm gonna sign this one, look at one.
The firemen's muster's in town this year, I think.
Yes, June 16th.
June 16th?
June 16th.
I'll be there. I love those. I haven't gone in a long time. Firemen's musters.
All right. And that's it for permits. Butch was unable to attend tonight. He sent me an email. He's got a quote for the swing gate. It was $1,995 installed, I believe.
Yeah. That included the swing gates and a short piece of, I think it was a 12-foot length of fence.
I don't have that.
He just sent it to me in an email.
Oh, okay.
You want a copy
I don't
of it,
think I
Dave?
have of anything tonight.
I don't have anything.
The agenda, April 2 for tonight. I was just kind of going along with you, writing stuff down. I don't,
Lynn, do you have an extra agenda?
The other thing too is, I'd like to talk to you.
April 1st, I got the
talk about
balances.
that. There's a pipe gate.
Get one of those?
no,
I was
okay.
talking about like the ones that the
Never did.
ABC uses.
Yeah, and then that's what we asked for.
A mesh gate would be cheaper,
Printed. What, did you print that?
and they were supposed to get back to me with a price, but they never did.
Why not? It comes in his email.
I believe the gates that
I
we
guess
put in at the
just
high
a
school
little
field, which was the last project we did, were like $1,400. But included in that price is 12 feet of fence, so
Yeah.
it probably isn't a whole lot of difference.
It was $1,620 right here.
I don't have enough
without the other stuff. Well, this is $175 to demo the existing fence,
Yep.
$1,620 for the barrier, and then $200 for the other
4-foot fence.
12 feet of 4-foot fence. So, this is what we had asked for a price on that particular style gate. So is that something we want to move forward with?
How much was it?
$19.95.
We're also gonna put a handicap spot in there. So if anybody goes to the playground or is going to the softball game, they can park there.
Last time I did that, I get stuffed anyways, even like that.
Plus, we're gonna move it back to the back of the pump house. So there's gonna be, that's where the parking's gonna be, between the road and the fence. It's gonna be further back than the existing gate.
Well, it needs to be done because something, as long as I'm for it.
Do we want to,
I think we should.
do we want to take an action on it tonight? Do we want to wait till next meeting?
What account would that be coming out of?
The field account.
Field
We
account.
have money. And we got more money
So
coming in.
roughly, if you look at the current balances, right, that doesn't include what you just deposited, so that what you just deposited covers this.
Covers it plus some. Yeah, I'm for it.
Don't forget, we gotta start paying the DPW tax line item, because they're out of money. I've got some money going back in, but it hasn't been put in yet, so.
It's only for the next 3 months though, right? So it's not so
Yeah, it goes
bad.
until June,
June
end of
30th?
Well, sometimes you get some leftovers that we have to pay.
When? After June 30th? I mean, bills that were
Yeah,
procured prior?
yeah.
What on average, how much on average do we usually get around June 30th?
Well, you're getting back into the electric light bills
Right.
and the porta potties and,
Total of 5 grand, 6 grand? More?
I don't think it's that much, Dave. I
Okay.
would guess 3,000. You know, Glenn? Glenn?
Just on average, that's all. I'm
It
asking.
depends, really.
Yeah, it depends.
And if I can get
That's-
this money back in there,
Okay.
That's gonna help.
Well, we're also gonna be getting, the school will be paying us for spring, we still haven't received Little League, we got another $1,100 from softball.
Yeah.
We have the women's softball league, so we have some money coming in.
It'd
so-
be a nice addition to it, Don. I think it'd look better too. I'm for it. We can vote tonight if you'd like.
All right, then can I get a motion to approve and
make a
go
motion,
forward
we
with this
approve
quote?
the installation of the gate at Bright Park / softball field.
One second. Second.
Any
Second.
further discussion?
Oh, you did.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Second and everything.
Let's see, high school baseball, still waiting for ground to dry. Backstop netting repair, waiting for ground to dry. Woodland netting, waiting for ground to dry. Nothing yet on the concession stand railings, nothing yet on the Painting
These are
of
all
Goodale
new
Little
items
League
down the
A.
bottom here.
painting, softball windows and doors, nothing. None of this stuff really could have been done. The gazebo lights and plugs, nothing yet. Catch basin, nothing. Goodale tennis nets are installed. It wasn't on the list, but that was something he had done. The athletic director reached out to get the nets installed. Woodland nets not installed. I actually have this under new business, because he had sent me an email. There was a question of whether to install them or not, based on the court's condition. Do we want to discuss this now?
Did you meet with him, Steve?
I believe Gary Ward uses them as a carryover, for the tennis matches. I was gonna talk to him, but he hasn't, they weren't there Friday because of the weather, so.
So,
I went
I
up-
can double
I
check,
met a
but I don't
guy up
believe
there. I
we
went up-
received a permit requesting from the high school to use those courts at Woodland.
It's not on the,
I'll double check, but I don't believe that, we have one for that.
Conversation, they weren't on there.
Track and field, high school baseball field. Well, we definitely did have that. Little League B, softball field, tennis courts. Huh. So it just says tennis courts. Doesn't specify. Well, it doesn't specify that, it's not Woodland, but it doesn't specify that it's only Goodale either.
Through you, Mr.
I
Chairman.
know he used them last year.
Dave, go ahead.
I recommend we shut them down.
Did you go and look with him? on
Excuse me.
Butch? You said
I
you
did.
were-
I went and looked at them personally.
Yeah, they're pretty bad.
The cracks are vertical to the playing area. They were over 6 inches wide, and they're gonna snap somebody's ankle. Where it was repaired, starting to do a parabola.
Yeah, it's going
And there's
down.
some kind of swoop in the middle going into both sides. They're in bad condition. Now, I'm not saying this because I'm against trying to figure out what's going on there. I walked them and couldn't believe how much the cracks grew widthwise. And there's other things brewing underneath there too, or other cracks I knew. You can see they're developed off of where they sealed and they're just growing. Somebody's going to get hurt, gentlemen and ladies. Don't have the answer, but they're dangerous. They're dangerous right now. In today's age and day, I mean,
Butch and I went up and looked at them.
did you, what did you?
The cracks are big.
They're hurt.
And what he's talking about doing is filling them in with the
Crack sealer?
welcome machine.
Oh.
The new machine they got for sealing cracks in the streets.
But that-
And they can bring them back to level, but like David says, they're pretty wide.
They,
Those courts need to be done over, and I took the lead and had a guy look at them. Ryan Lazaro. He does a lot of work for New England Seal Coating, who was doing the Goodale Street courts for us. He just sent me back a price of, to redo them, with new asphalt, 3 inches of new asphalt. Dig it out, prep it, vibrate roll it, and, put the asphalt down. It's like $52,000.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you say he's gonna dig it
But he's,
out?
but, you know, is he gonna put anything in there, some like crushed gravel underneath?
Oh,
or
yeah,
any-
he's putting,
But this is my point, gentlemen. We don't know how much gravel he's gonna need. That 52 could turn into 58 real quick.
got the figures, Dave.
He doesn't know what's underneath that.
He told me what he's gonna put down.
How deep is he going?
He's gonna dig down probably 1.5 feet.
A foot and a half of half the court or whole court? He's gonna have to go at least 3 feet.
He's gonna have to get out
That,
of there.
that hole that they paved was at least, it was working 3 feet.
I was there.
So
I
this
did-
is why we need to see what's going on underneath before, and thank you for doing the legwork, because now we at least have a ballpark of what we're
That's why I
dealing
did
with.
it.
Thank you.
And I got
But
Greg's
we
money
have to
gonna give-
start at the bottom.
Greg's gonna give us a price to recoat them too, so.
I can give you a price right now.
Oh, that's the seal coating guy? New England seal
Same
coating.
thing, that- yeah.
He's gotta go down deeper than a foot. I was there when that thing was dug up. You're looking at the foundation of the old school.
We gotta bite the bullet
That's how
and
bad
find
it is.
out
That's
how
where the whole problem
and what's
stems.
going on underneath, guys.
Just giving way.
I got a feeling, the only way I can describe it in my head is what's going on underneath that surface is a honeycomb-shaped
Foundation
situation.
of the old school.
I understand there's a foundation there, a foundation
It's giving away.
square, but is there dirt here? Is there no dirt here? Is there dirt, hole, dirt, honeycomb style? We don't know that, so he can't give me a figure on gravel.
That's what I'm saying.
He can as far as the asphalt goes.
As far as the asphalt goes, I can come in and give you 2 feet of gravel, overlay it, and say, see you later for 52 grand, but he's gonna end up getting there and saying, oh my God, this is actually deeper than 2 feet. Hey, guys, I gotta bring in another 100 yards of gravel. What do we say to him then? Nope, you need to honor your price? I don't know. I think we're bigger than, there's something bigger going on
David,
underneath.
all I did it for was to get a price.
I understand, but the price is no good to us, even an estimate, because we don't know what's underneath the courts, guys. We know there was a foundation
Well,
there.
let's put it this way. The price does serve at least a purpose that we know it'll be at least that amount.
I think it'll be more.
Fine.
The
And I-
total is
and I-
probably gonna be like
And I
$100,000.
think if you're talking $52,000, at that point in time, you're dealing with a large-scale project.
But I don't want to spend,
And that
I'm not saying we are,
That
but I don't want to spend 52 grand this, in 5 years, watch the whole thing sink because we didn't do it correctly.
The other
this
thing
town-
is that this includes also the small court in the back of the basketball court.
But we're still not solving from ground zero. That's all I'm saying. And I thank you for doing legwork because nobody has, including myself on it. But I'd really, truly, to get hard numbers and really get a, a decent
Get
court
high
out.
numbers, Dave, you gotta hire an engineer.
No, to get hard numbers, we need to find out what's going on, I've been saying that.
You need to take some boring samples.
I've been saying that. So, I recommend we close them until that happens.
Do you want to make a motion?
I motion we close them immediately.
Any additional discussion? No? So we'll close, the motion is to close Woodland Tennis Courts until further notice when we know either the safety concerns behind it or if we're gonna have a plan to
I mean,
reconstruct the area.
unless you, I mean, there is, it goes the whole court, not even where they did a nice job fixing it. That's a huge square, that's already sinking, now water's really getting in there. There is a sinkage doing a parabola all the way from almost one end to the other end of that thing, so what are you gonna go do? Throw asphalt in that parabola, if you will? It's only creating weight. I don't know what's going on underneath there, guys. I don't know if it's 3 feet. I hope it's a foot and a
I was
half.
just clarifying the motion.
No, I'm just trying
It's
to,
all right, you're good.
I don't want to keep beating on it,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
You're good.
All right.
That's
It's
all.
a
If there's
discussion anyway, so.
Nothing
In the
else to
meantime, I
add?
don't want anyone to get hurt. Thank you. No, I mean, I just think it's, that's all.
All right, all those
All
in
right.
favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
You really know?
Yeah, it's a 4-1 Motion carries. So I'm gonna ask Butch to lock them. Sound appropriate?
I think
Somebody cut the lock off it, I don't know who it was, but. Well, no, we're still gonna need a porta potty up there, so.
Yeah, for the other stuff.
field, yeah.
All right, skating rinks have been taken down. Mixter job boxes have been painted and returned. We got money transfers per conversation with Steve Blake. Butch transferred the following expenses out of DPW Parks budget into other DPW. The 475 for SNS wreaths, 105 for flags. The duplicate Jerry's Hardware for $399.98 Kerry's working on.
Kerry's working on it?
That's what it says, yeah. The leaf blower is for 100% parks work. Says
Equipment, though, that's
Steve
what I
seems
tried
to
to say.
think I have an equipment account for that, but I do not. I have a DPW supplies account, but I'm leaving blower expenses in the parks budget for now. And that is all of Butch's update. Is there anything else that we need to note for Butch at this point?
No.
No?
Yeah, two items, and they're on here already, but one is the woodland netting, and the other one is the high school baseball field netting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
High school baseball field, that netting's been waiting to be put up for 3 years now. We're on our third winter coming up, next winter. I'd like to get it done. The football field,
Well, is it something that can be done? I
The
mean,
problem is, it really should be done in the winter when the ground is frozen, and it doesn't get done,
okay.
period.
Is there a harm in doing it?
Right
in
now?
the-
Yeah,
not-
we
Well,
probably-
right now, I know it's bad because it's very wet, but would there be a harm in doing it in August?
Depends on how dry the ground is. You're talking about bringing the light plant truck in there, and it's a pretty heavy truck,
So it'll probably make some marks.
and it has to cross the infield,
Okay.
so that's why we wanted to do it in the winter.
So,
Can't do it from the sidewalk side?
I don't think they can reach it, Gary. Pretty high. Those poles those are 40-foot poles, and you probably got another 10 or 15 feet up from the sidewalk.
Can we ask Darren to take a look at it?
He just about made the lights at the tennis court to put that bulb in for us up there, and those are less than 90 feet, so
did he have to go onto the tennis court for that?
yeah.
Or basketball,
way you can
basketball
reach
court,
it.
right?
That was on the basketball court, yeah. You can't get into the tennis courts with a big truck.
Yep.
Maybe just a walk over there.
But I just want to emphasize that I'd like to get that done. And we had the money, I think there's $400 left over from that project. And
So would you like to say that, we obviously don't want to destroy the fields?
No.
So if there's a way to do it without the ground frozen, fine, otherwise,
going to have to wait until
wait,
winter.
but we need to make it a priority.
Yep.
Okay.
Are we into new stuff or old stuff? Could I bring up?
Well, we've kind of did new business with that last item about Woodland Court, so I don't have anything else for new business, so we can go to old business.
Through you, Mr. Chairman, I saw girls softball started, and they're practicing up against the net and the fence down by the girls, by the visitors dugout. They're just whacking the balls up
Are
there.
you talking the netting
Yeah.
up above? Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know whether we should put a sign up or just tell the coaches, but if that keeps up, we're just gonna.
There's
What are they
signs there,
doing,
aren't there?
batting against the
Yeah,
netting?
Hitting the balls, they got a tee and,
Is it against the chain link fence or the netting?
well, both.
Why don't they hit into the backstop?
I think there's a sign saying not to do it either.
No, I don't want them hitting into anything. That's what's giving us the curbs.
Somebody was on the, home plate. They just got a tee, a tee ball set up like, and they just whack them into the
Yeah,
fence.
they should have.
No soft toss.
They should have, well, for soft toss and tee, they should have a net to hit into.
Absolutely.
I mean, Little League buys that
Who's the
and
coach
stuff like
here?
The
that.
fence is costing too much money.
We'll talk to the AD, that's who needs to go through.
Can you talk to, is T still the,
Yep.
can you talk to him about that?
Yep.
And so I just don't want to see them, you know,
I noticed a lot of softballs in the netting up there, where it comes down and swoops down and then goes up over the top of the
You up
thing.
there?
There's probably a half a dozen softballs stuck up there. So I would think they'd be losing balls too, that they can't get down.
but they were just whacking away because they just got a tee and they're just,
Yeah.
Grizzlies putting
Oh,
the
it's
I
just
do,
balls in.
destroys
don't we have a
fences.
sign? I know there was,
I don't
there
think-
had been signs.
There
I've
had
seen.
been signs, yes, I'm not sure, honestly, we haven't really had that problem, it's
We're
starting to
talking
occur
about the
again.
netting that's up above the metal.
I know, but
think
the
that
sign was pretty,
The sign was, I think, not to hit them against the backstop.
Right,
the
that's
chain
what's
link fence,
wrecking
really,
it.
Fence,
yeah.
yeah.
You know, they were
It's amazing what a
side of the
baseball or
backstop.
a softball will do to a fence if you hit it enough times.
Just to the outside of the dugout is the sign, if I remember correctly.
Okay, there you go, all right.
Just
I remember one being there,
it to,
Yeah.
to-
I'm
I'll
pretty
talk to
sure it's
Justin.
just on the outside.
outside of it, as soon as you enter, yeah,
Yeah, because it goes along with the raking out of the field and
okay.
so on and so forth.
So there is signage, but
Who reads signs?
anything else in that, Gary? No?
it does wreck the fences, there's no doubt.
So you'll talk with them?
Yep, I'll take care of
We'll clean that up.
that.
Thank you.
No problem. Moving on to old business, I haven't heard anything about the open space rec
We
plan.
haven't met since,
Yeah, I haven't seen an email from Denny in a while. The resurfacing of the basketball courts will be in June.
June 25th,
Okay.
25th, Steve?
weather permitting.
25th?
Yeah.
Yep, they're gonna start it. They said 4 to 5 days will be done. So we'll have to close them, we'll have to chain them up and
Let's close them and then possibly have some additional kind of barrier, because I don't want them to get into a situation, you know, like with, we lock them in the winter and they still bust through them. Let's make sure people stay off of it. Does anybody remember, Lynn, do you remember from the minutes, what was the conversation that we had about pickleball in those tennis courts?
Oh, yeah. You see that memo?
We talked about it, but I don't remember what,
I even forgot.
You brought it up.
I just brought it up, but I wasn't.
well, we got a request now.
well, it
We
came,
got a question.
it came
on it.
through during town meeting.
I saw that, on the replay.
And there was a request that we cannot approve, so I didn't even bring it, because the courts are in use from when they requested it.
Okay.
So they never actually filled out a permit, they told me when they wanted to do it, and asked for it to be painted, and I'm like, well, we're not doing that, we're not painting it. The courts are being resurfaced, and if it ever gets done, it'll be done professionally, not with
Yeah.
our DPW with a can of spray paint.
I think we're waiting for an answer back to
good.
make sure it didn't conflict with any MIA
Okay.
rules.
Is that what, okay.
So maybe I'll just, when I email Justin,
Yeah,
I'll ask them
You could
that.
find that out.
Just, I think could get the older group interacted in the park would be a neat thing.
Each court that we do is $250 additional.
Yes, yeah, I remember you,
And what we had talked about is maybe doing it up at Woodland.
until the J Dam hits it.
Yeah, right. But now we got people that are asking for it, so.
It's just seems to be spreading crazy, but it's a
How
good
would you-
thing too.
I'm curious if the dimensions are big enough to do it in the area of Woodland that's not dangerous, the old basketball area.
Yeah, but you still gotta let them in, you gotta let them into the whole court, you know.
No, my point is if you paint it out there, then,
You mean outside on the court?
yeah.
Yeah.
Outside where the
Outside where the
basketball.
basketball.
To the left, yeah, or the backside of it,
We're
yeah.
gonna do something with that too. It may be.
But that asphalt is actually in good shape.
It
It's
is.
flat.
We're gonna bring, it needs a little TLC, that's all. That's all.
Well, I'll ask Justin about that other thing. So like I said,
That's not a
they
bad
never
thing
filled
either.
out
I
a
never thought
permit
about it.
because,
They were just throwing
I
it out
told
there.
them, well, they gave me times and dates, but
Yeah.
it's in use by the school at that time that they
Okay.
wanted it, so.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said.
I'd like to, you know-
It wasn't, it's not gonna get painted and it definitely won't be done before June 25th,
No.
so.
For the future, I'd like to see something. I
They
mean,
don't need to know until they start, so I mean, we got enough time. If we can get some information from T as to whether we can do it without following up the tennis team.
Yeah, but we're gonna have to have this information and approve it on May 7th. Well,
June.
maybe in the
June.
meeting in June, right? The June meeting will be the, but we should shoot for the May 7th one to at least have
Yeah,
a approval or denial or something.
Okay.
Mixter Fields, what do we want to do? Do we want to work on going after some CPC money to do something, and how do we go about doing all this? I think we're gonna have to
Yeah.
have a conceptual design done of what we would like to see there, and go through the process of getting somebody to draw it up and give us cost estimates. Is that something we want to do to try to work with the project at the senior center?
Absolutely. I think we don't have a choice but to work with them, you know? It's part of what you're gonna see is what we're ultimately responsible for, so I'd love to jump on board and say, look, what can we do here? We don't wanna have a beautiful building, and then we have a very aged 1950s backstop, you know? It just, you know, I think,
That whole field needs to be raised up.
it's wet, there's a lot
I
of,
think it
there's
needs
a
to
lot
be
of
raised, it
issues
needs to be
there.
drainage put in, I think it needs to be
Yeah.
repositioned so
think
that
a
the softball
repositioning-
field can be an appropriate size.
Yep.
And then also somehow maintain an area for soccer. Ideally, we'd be able to put a whole chain link fence around the whole thing and keep soccer out of it, but big enough area if there's room.
That's the thing. I believe we may be able to, even on another, just throwing it out there is, we may be able to fit a soccer field out in the field, like where the building used to be. I don't know how this building.
Where the building used to be is where the new one's going.
It is gonna go.
It's turned, in my mind, a little sideways, right?
Okay,
'Cause
but it's gonna be generally
when
be
you pull into the old parking lot facing, if you were, the old door.
Yep.
Okay, that's gonna be narrow, and it's gonna be, rectangular going back.
Okay.
And I believe the main entrance will be around the side, because there'll be another parking lot there.
Well, they got like a cover thing there where you can drive a car under it and let people out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So the building is in the same place, but goes back.
Okay. That gives me an idea, all right.
Goes
And then
along
something
Shady
I never-
Lane.
I
Goes
never
the length of
realized,
Shady Lane, this way.
Right.
It goes with Shady Lane, and then the parking's gonna be in front of it. It's all gonna be in back of the existing asphalt that's there now. I mean, we
just
could
love to
take
give
some of
it a
that
nice
asphalt
forefront.
out.
One of the reasons why it is where it is, in addition to a question that I had always had about where's all this acreage, this 11 to 13, whatever it
Yes.
is. It's there, it's not flat.
Right.
So if you
It
look
does
at the
pitch
grading, it pitches down pretty
Used to mow
severely
back
off to the
here.
back. So,
It does pitch. There's a big oak tree back there, it was.
so there isn't really a lot of useful land as far as that kind of thing goes.
True, I'm thinking about it in my head now. But I'd like to, I'm sure this whole board, I would like to give them a beautiful forefront too.
You
Because the
know,
forefront
So-
is the field.
not to change the subject, I'm thinking about that development that was gonna be done up on Woodland Heights, where they were required by the town to do something in the playgrounds or athletic fields. Does it
Well,
have to
it-
be in the neighborhood, or?
The way it's written, yes.
So if it is, maybe we could get them involved in the tennis courts.
Right, well, that was the idea that Vinnie had and why he reached out to
What's the
me.
status of it, you know?
I don't know. I mean,
Okay.
I could try to follow up with him. But essentially, that was why he basically said, let's try to get some money maybe in lieu of the field or the playground. But, I mean, I don't know what a playground would have costed as an example, right?
Pretty good bucks.
That stuff's expensive, I know that.
So if you come up with a playground proposal and say, okay, well, instead of doing that, donate that much money towards a project to be done at Woodland Park.
I mean, I just feel like our hands are handcuffed here.
I mean, I don't know what the builder's gonna say,
Yeah, he must laugh, who
Nothing
knows?
to lose.
but, what's that?
You got nothing to lose.
Well, the planning board is in control as far as I understand, and they can say yes or no to his plans, and our bylaws require a playground for subdivisions. So, he can either put a playground there, which I don't think anybody really wants,
Right.
or do something else that we want done, or put money towards something else.
Right.
So, that was actually the next item on the list, so I don't have any update on that, but I will follow up on him. But if we could close on the mix-up thing, how do we move forward? I mean, ideally, I don't know that, you know, we spent $50,000 for the Goodale Park master plan through Beta. To me, a company like that is possibly someone we wanna consult with. I don't think it's gonna cost $50,000, because it's a lot smaller area. But it'll give an idea of what we could put there.
Well, the developer probably has an engineering firm that he uses, so I mean.
What developer?
That's gonna be paying for this playground.
Oh, you're talking about the Woodland thing.
Yeah.
So regardless of what we do, we have to.
Mixter, or-
Yeah, I wanted to close on Mixter.
Okay.
I guess my thought is how do we move forward on Mixter? We need to get an idea of how much it's gonna cost to do something.
Correct.
Yeah, I just don't understand why we can't do something in conjunction with the senior center.
Because the money is earmarked for the senior center, it's not part of the plan. We cannot use that money to do this.
Because of the
Because
vote,
of the way, it was the town appropriated it for the senior center.
Right, that's what,
the scope of the project.
Right.
right.
But with the developer,
Not
they
to mention,
have
there's
some
not necessarily any
groundwork
money.
For the design of the senior center, so they've gotta have measurements of
Right.
the fields out front. So if it's something to go to them, would that be more economical to talk with
Probably
them?
would be.
Because they already have it, and it's just an extension of their building to even get the conceptual drawings.
Not only that, but they're gonna be pulling all kinds of fill out of there.
They got topes on it, they
I
must.
think the bottom line though is we have to pay somebody, and there's a procedure we need to follow in doing that.
Correct. And I'm wondering if it would be beneficial, since it's already kind of mapped out and they've already worked it. If, yes, we have to pay something in addition because it's outside the scope of the project, but it may be more beneficial than having somebody start off at ground zero.
We can piggyback off their plan.
Correct.
Plus they're
That is
gonna,
already there.
plus they're gonna dig a trench,
It's
they're
already
gonna
there.
know what's under that ground when they come in with that trench.
Well, yes and no, they're gonna dig a trench, it's not necessarily gonna give you an idea of
No.
the whole rest of the
It'll give
field.
you an idea.
We're playing, we,
Alright, so why don't I talk to Anita about taking the next steps on this, and then we can figure out, how to proceed. And I'll follow up with, Vinnie and the planning board about the
Playground.
woodland stuff. And then, the Goodale Park sign, we doing anything with that?
just for the record, I made a mistake last meeting. I thought and I apologize to Steve already, I thought it was the whole sign that was faded. It's just the seal, basically, the town seal.
Yeah. Well, it needs to work, but it's not as bad as it.
I thought it was the whole sign, so I just want
It's
to make that.
deteriorating, and if you leave it there, it's gonna deteriorate some more, but
Okay. That's all I wanted to
nothing
make.
has to be done right away.
So we wanna pull this off?
I wish there was a
I think
way,
we ought to leave it on there, just as a reminder that,
I wish there was a way we could, where it is the fence is right on it,
yeah,
the corner of it. I wish there was a way we could go around it with the fence. It would make it,
you talking the fence on the road?
You go,
the little, the chain link fence, that's the roadside fence,
We could,
go around it,
we
but
could
that,
probably
I
take
don't know.
that down.
But we're gonna have a problem with we got Little League fence, but in the foul territory,
Yeah,
where
but
the
you're gonna-
parking
you're gonna
lots,
have
it can
to
go.
take not to take the whole thing down, just the corner of it.
Yeah. You just, I
What's the
think,
purpose of taking
I
that?
think it'll brighten it up,
Kind
and
of
you'll
blocks
see
the
it better.
field. Like the sign.
I mean, I'm not trying to create work, it's just a thought.
So, my thing with the Goodale Park sign is I don't wanna just keep having a discussion for no reason if we're not gonna
Just go
do
right by it
anything.
like we did all the others.
So my suggestion would be to pull it off until it gets to the point where we wanna do something about it. I mean, you're down there every other day, right? You'll be able to be like, now it's garbage.
I do
now
go by
let's-
there every day.
now
going
let's
to my daughter's
replace
Get
house.
used to, that's what happens, you go by it enough, you get used to it.
Take it off.
All right.
it looks good.
Any update on the concession stand?
We need a roof on that thing, badly, and we gotta do something, or we're gonna lose that thing. And that's no baloney.
Would it be
No,
bad to
I
lose
take
it?
your word on it, Steve.
We've been saying that for a long, how much is it gonna cost? How many squares is it gonna do for
There's
that?
probably 6 squares on that roof, Gary. It's next to nothing.
I think we just go out and get a price, have it done and do it. Before it all falls in. 6 squares, how much are they gonna cost us for that?
Shingles probably
The shingles
100
are probably
bucks a
about,
square.
yeah, so you're talking 600
You're gonna strip
shingles.
it, you're talking
probably do
300, probably talking $2,000 to do
Yeah,
it.
Well, it's gotta be done before, like you said, it rots the whole thing.
Vote it, we'll get it done.
well, let's get a firm price then, I guess. What's our limit? Under a certain amount, we don't have to,
10,000.
10,000?
Yeah.
So we can use best practices?
Yep.
You gotta
Is
get,
it-
you
is that
can get
repair
3
for
quotes.
the, can that be done for your repair for the CPA?
What?
That's maintenance. No, it can't be.
Yeah,
That is maintenance.
I don't think they'll go for
They
it.
won't go for maintenance. And
Oh,
that's
they
actually-
don't go for maintenance, that's right.
Right. And wouldn't it be,
It isn't
they have
repair, but
a certain amount,
Historical.
It's
minimum
existing.
amount that they go for?
Is that historical?
Always
CPA?
remember existing.
No, you can go for 10 bucks if you want.
Yeah. They got quite a bit of money in the fund. They just took a bunch out
Well,
for
my thought is Mixter.
housing for the
You
elderly.
got Mixter?
My
That's-
thought is like, we'll see what Mixter would cost, and maybe we go to town meeting for CPA funds to do something at Mixter.
I think if we sell it correctly, I like Jeff's idea of maybe tapping in to an existing plan and working with the contractor. I know this is preliminary, and when we sell it correctly, I think the town will roll with that. I do. The fields needed work for a long, long time. Grew up playing, Jim, you same thing, Little League there, mosquitoes, drainage, it's wet. So, let's see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, the drainage is a huge thing. If we can get the thing lifted up and get some good drainage in there
Yeah.
and make it a nice field.
It's not, all around the home plate area, in the dugouts, in general, nothing's really flat. It's a
I
lot
don't
of
think they
slope.
did anything there, did they? When they built that, they just cut the field down and,
That's probably all they did,
Yeah,
Gary,
put a
right?
field
That's
in.
been there since you were there, right? It was just your
Was it
basic
ever a
field.
field when it was a school?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
probably just always been there.
yeah. That's original backstop, I would assume.
Well, it didn't change anything from when I had them.
No, no.
I don't know if this is part, would be, I don't know if they can even do this, but I was approached about having a bathroom built, I guess attached to the senior center, but not
Part of it.
in it, right?
Well, It was my understanding as the proposal went out that any activity up there was gonna have full
Access to,
Prior
the
to.
facility.
that's right.
Yeah, and I think that was one of the things, is maybe they said if they could they put a bathroom in? I don't know if there's anything for us to decide or talk about it, but it was something that had come up.
Be nice if they opened it up for anybody that was playing up there.
Yeah.
Isn't this mostly now a community center?
No,
No.
not that I heard.
Can be used by the community
Well, that's-
off hours.
Yeah. So, I mean,
It's the only
I
right.
think we ought to have a swimming pool up there myself.
All right, I'll tell them.
2 people today have approached me about that.
Well, why not? We don't have a place to teach our kids how to swim. Pathetic.
All right, I don't think there's any committee updates, because there hasn't been an open space meeting, and there hasn't been a parks facility meeting.
We gotta do the porta potties.
Okay. Didn't we already discuss
Well,
that?
I just want everybody to, I got all the prices, so we got a real good deal from
United.
guy in Sterling Cove,
Oh, really?
yeah.
Yeah, that's just them.
He wants the business badly, and he gave us a real good price, along with some extras.
So let me ask you this, though. You may or may not have asked this question. How long is this price gonna be valid for?
Well, probably not until this year, probably.
I mean, here's my thing. I mean,
Every
obviously,
year I get prices.
obviously, we have to do what's appropriate, and, fiscally responsible. But I don't wanna go with this guy to then have him next year jack up prices over United, and United has been very good to us over the years.
We don't have to stay with them, we can go back to United. It's something we do, I do it every year. I get 3 bids,
I know.
yeah. And he wants to see, he's bid on it the last 2 years. and he hasn't been able to get it, and he wants it badly. So he gave us a very good price, along with, he's throwing in a child's porta potty at no charge. He's gonna clean it and supply it for the whole summer, wherever we want to put it. I'm probably put it at Pride Park to be used there. And he also is gonna donate one charitable event that includes up to 10 units for free.
With that charitable event,
It
like what is the
had to be
parameters of that?
It's just charitable. It could be, most of what we get for charity around here is done at the field, and we already have the porta potty there, so.
I'm thinking is that inclusive of, say, the end of the year?
Well, do we get extra
schools?
porta potties for the end of the year event?
It says a charitable event, I'm just trying to,
End of them. No.
We don't?
No, they use the ones that are there.
but that could be considered.
If somebody had something coming up that was a charitable event, we could make arrangements and he'd bring it in, up to 10 units.
And what was this, if you remember, his quote from last year?
It was way up there.
So he's gone up, and now he's coming back down.
No, he didn't, he bids every year, and every year he bids lower and lower, but he never bids low enough to beat out United. He's so low this year that, you know,
That's my concern, is,
not gonna be
this
any
sounds great, but are we gonna basically toss United aside and,
we're not tossing it aside, it's business.
I know it's business,
He's
but
trying to guess what the low bid was for United, and he would, I think personally, you might outbid him, though. But I have to abstain, because I know 2 of the 3 owners on here, that's why I just rather stay out of it.
And the other one I got was
you don't have
Chase.
any financial, connection to it.
No, not at all, but I'd rather not.
Keep it clean.
So my personal opinion, I mean, we've had United for quite some time, but based on these prices, I think we're gonna have to go with, it's CCP porta potties. He's based in Sterling, he does a lot of business, he's got a ton of porta potties, he does, all the Sterling stuff, he does, Rhoda Springs has got him over there, he's all over the place.
Is there,
And if perchance he raises his price next year, so be it.
you wanna make a motion?
I make a motion that we,
Can you, only because there was something on the kitchen table that there might have been another, thing in the mailbox, let me just see.
When? I looked in the mailbox before coming up.
No, it was it was Friday I picked it up.
Oh.
No, it's just a letter, it's not a quote. All right, you're good.
no, these came right to me, I haven't used.
Yeah, I know, I was just wanting to make sure that it wasn't,
I'll make the motion that we use CCP porta potties for the 2018 year.
I got a second?
Well, looking at the prices, it's hard to say no.
I got a second?
Second.
Discussion? How often are they gonna get cleaned?
Once a week,
What was United's gonna be cleaned?
once a week. No charge for flip overs. United, I believe, does charge us for flip overs.
Would they charge us?
Yeah. They did last year.
Right away, or after the 150th flip over?
No, they charge, well, for him, I don't, it's in his thing there, no charge for flipped over parties.
All right,
Nothing to say that we can't tell him in August to take a hike if he doesn't come through, but
what do we do with the credit?
No, we,
We have a credit coming, we have to get a check.
that's gonna be a check.
Okay.
We'll get it.
somebody coming in that low, I think we
Sure,
better
we'll
hold
hear
them to a
about it.
contract.
I gotta tell you, I'm just
Not, I don't
skeptical.
like your business in August and down the road, because we're not gonna find anybody in August to replace them. We need them to sign a contract at that low price, because that is just not in the ballpark.
I'm just worried that he's lowballing it to a point where
Yeah.
he's maybe, I mean,
flip overs.
maybe I'm wrong, but I have a feeling, yeah, I don't wanna say, all right, you know,
That's
this
what I
thing is
mean.
flipped over every week.
Right,
I'm
he's
gonna
gonna
start
send somebody
charging
out
you.
during a weekend.
That's it, I'll tell him to take them back. We'll call somebody else, next lowest bidder.
And I guess my problem is if you go back to United, now they might jack the price.
That's right, now we're gonna play poker with them.
Then we'll go looking again.
Low bidder's not always the best bidder.
All right, Any other
The problem
discussion?
in Municipalities, David, is the low bidder is the one you gotta go with. Unless
but
you
we're
have a
not-
real good reason
We're
for
not
not going.
required to go with a low bidder in this
Because
case.
he
We are
wants the
not.
business. He really
We are
wants.
not.
I
it.
understand that, but we're not
are
required
not.
to go with the low bidder in this case because of the amount, right?
Right.
And I think we are.
Then do you know that? All right.
Comparable services.
In fact, the last well that we did, I wanted to go with the second lowest bidder because we had used him before and I knew him and he had done us a lot of favors and I was told we couldn't do it. We had to use him.
Yeah, but that's a considerable difference amount of money in the project than this
It was,
is.
$12,000.
All right. Is there any further comment? All those in favor of Cove?
Aye.
Gary?
No, I'd have to go with the price.
You're in
Like
favor of
David said,
Cove?
No,
Hold on.
I'm sorry, I was right.
Are you in favor? Opposed?
Nay.
Nay.
I thought you abstained.
He doesn't have to.
I don't have to
He doesn't
abstain, I was
have any
told, so nay it will
financial-
be.
Okay, just a question.
I don't have any interest, no. I just know two of the three owners. So I say nay. The fact that it's just, I believe one of those names on this paper is trying to, you said he bid the past couple of years, he's trying to find where United's price is, and I think he shot way too low of the target. And we're gonna pay for that eventually. And someone should be held to a contract. Absolutely. If it's a 1 year,
How can we pay for it, David? I mean,
if he wants the business bad enough, he's gotta show us something down, I mean, anything. I mean,
he's got it right here in paperwork. He's the low bidder.
tell him to sign it.
I'm not happy that we're not giving the business to United.
I'm not saying that I'm not happy about whoever gets it, but the consistent service that this company's given us,
He did sign this paper.
It's,
Yeah, it's
okay, well, then we hold it against them.
All right, well, it's all right.
all right.
It passed 3-2.
Okay, I didn't see it, that's fine.
So I will call him tomorrow and tell him to ship them in.
Sounds good.
I feel the same way you do about Broadway.
was that?
You know, what are you gonna do
I'm not,
with it?
he's local, I get it, smaller guy, but
If somebody sees that person, they're gonna say, holy shit, $40 a month versus.
I hope they like
Yeah,
pink
it's in the
toilets.
parentheses
because-
right up
Porta
there.
toilets, because he
Yep.
carries
I
pink
missed that
porta
too.
toilets.
Okay.
So it's all there and it's
It's all there,
signed.
it's all signed.
Pink is cancer.
I just,
When I called him, I told him what we were getting from the other vendors. I gave him all the information, and that's what he came back at me with.
All right.
any other member requests?
Just, I got one question further on the porta potties. Do we want to bring in the football field, or just leave those until the season starts? The
Well,
only people that use the football field is the track.
we do have, we got track practice up there. We have a event in April, the In It to End It. We have the PTA end of
Maybe
year
we'll get
event
that-
in
that
June.
On the charity end of it.
How about just the general public in general that walk the track? We don't have any bathrooms. It's nobody's fault here, but
What?
are you debating about leaving the porta
Normally, you
toilet?
don't bring them in on the football field until the football season
Well,
starts.
how about the people that walk the track?
There's other porta potties around. There's one right down at the bottom on B Field. There's another one over at the high school and by the
All right.
I mean,
I
whatever
think
you
we should
guys
bring
want
one
to
in.
do.
I think, we got a decent amount of events going on there. I think we should bring one in.
I think so too.
You want to bring them both in? I mean, we're getting it cheap enough, so
Might as well, I guess.
bring them all in.
Yeah.
All right, and we agreement, we're going to put the kiddie one at Pride Park?
Yeah, I think that's the most logical place
We'll
to
put a regular
it.
one there, and we'll put a kiddie one there, too.
Yeah. Any other member requests?
That one up at the football field, he's gonna know to put it down here on that.
Yeah, he's going to be new, so somebody's going to have to go around with him.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
All right, so our next meeting is currently on May 7th. How about June would be June 4th? That works for everybody?
Yeah, I'll sit here.
All right, then, with that,
Actually, that could be, actually, we go
okay,
for everybody else.
is that good for everybody else, or do we want to pick another date?
What's the next one?
For, the June 4th meeting? The June meeting,
What's the next Monday?
the 11th?
You still gonna be here?
June 4th gonna start?
11th?
11th better? Still before the 25th, so. That sound better, Dave?
That's fine,
Is that
Jim.
okay?
Sure.
All right, so let's go to the
Sorry.
11th then.
Yeah, that's okay.
Better for Bill, too.
I'll have to-
What's that, Lynn?
Would be better for Bills, too.
Okay. All right, can I get a motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And it's 8:25. Good job.